Okay, here is another example of simplifying radical expression. This problem is the product of 7 multiplying square root of 10 times x to the third and 3 multiplying square root of 2 times x to the third, okay? So let's rewrite this a little more so we can see a little more easily. So this is the same as saying 7 dot square root of 10 times x cubed dot 3 dot square root of 2x cubed, okay? Using the commutative property of multiplication, which states that whenever we have multiplication of a finite amount of terms, we can switch the terms around and we still get the same result. So by the commutative property of multiplication, we can regroup these a little bit. So 7 is going to go with 3, and the 2 square roots are going to go with each other, okay? Well, 7 times 3, 21. Square root of 10 times x to the third, multiplying square root of 2 times x to the third. Well, you only have multiplications of these two radicands, and these two radicands have the exactly same square root. So we get to multiply them under one common square root. So we get 10 x to the third times 2 x to the third. Okay, but then again, by the commutative property of multiplication, we get to switch the orders of these terms around. So instead of writing 10 times x to the third times 2 times x to the third, I'm going to group 10 and 2, x to the third and x to the third together, respectively. Like that, okay? Well, let's see. Well, 10 times 2 is 20. X to the third times x to the third is actually going to be x to the 6. Why is that? Well, because by the laws of exponents, if you have a variable, in this case it is x, and it is raised to an exponent, multiplying that same variable raised to another exponent, regardless of whether the second exponent is the same as the first one or different than the first one. By having identical variables like this, the laws of exponent allow you to keep the variable and just add the exponents when you're multiplying these two variables with different or same exponents. So that means we're going to have x raised to the 3 plus 3, meaning we're going to have x raised to the 6. So that's how we got x to the 6 underneath the radical right here. But we're not done yet. What is square root of 20 times x to the 6? Well, if you rewrite the square root into its equivalent fractional exponent form, we're going to have 20 times x raised to the 6 times raised to the 1 over 2. But then again, if you notice that we can go ahead and rewrite 20 into the product of two of its multiplicative factors, specifically 4 multiplying 5. Okay, well, why is that? Because if we distribute using the laws of exponent, distributing the outside exponent to each of the one on the inside, you would eventually see that 4 raised to the first times 1/2 is going to be 4 raised to the 1/2, but since 4 is a perfect square number, square root of 4 is going to be 2, okay? So that means this is going to turn out to be 4 raised to the 1 times 1 over 2, multiplying 5 raised to the 1 times 1 over 2, multiplying x raised to the 6 times 1 over 2. But hey, we know how to multiply whole numbers by fraction. Take the whole number, multiply the numerator, and keep the denominator. So 1 times 1/2 is going to be 4 raised to the 1 times 1 all over 2, multiplying 5, 1 times 1 over 2, and same thing right here. 6 times 1 over 2 is the same as 6 times 1 all over 2. 1 times 1 is 1, so you got 4 raised to the 1/2 times 5 raised to the 1/2 times x raised to the 6 over 2 with the, oops, sorry about that. Here you go, you guys. So yeah, I take the outside exponent and distribute it to each of the one on the inside. Okay, and that's how I got all of these steps over here. Now, 4 raised to the 1/2 is the same as square root of 4. 5 raised to the 1/2 is the same as square root of 5. And 6 over 2 is going to be 3, so this is x cubed. Okay, but square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 5 was going to stay there because 5 not a perfect square numbers. And x cubed stay there. Okay, so overall, bringing the 21 on top that we have right here, this whole expression is now equal 21 multiplying 2 multiplying square root of 5 multiplying x cubed. Multiplying 21 and 2 together and rearranging the term, we have 21 times 2, which is 42, bringing the x to the third to the front with the 42, and keeping the square root of 5. And this is the simplified form of the original equation, okay? Thank you for watching, you guys. See you guys next time.